Hello and welcome to Demystifying with, oops, should we restart? Demystifying Divinity with Joanna and Jenny. Yeah, so that's happening, Joanna. We are talking about January 2026 energy and we're all kerfuffled
Yeah,
because it's January. Can you believe it?
lightly. Yeah, yeah. Can I share with you? Thank you, everybody, for watching. Can I share with you what I? This is going to be one of those sessions. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
We never
get
scripted
started.
anyways, but it
Get
just like.
started.
So, can I share first what I got as a general? That's it.
Ooh,
A feel for everyone before
let's
you go.
start that way, everyone. January 2026, according to Joanna. Boom, do it.
So, I was shown that January, interestingly enough, is a month of more rest and more sleep. And I thought right away, oh, but January, everybody wants to start everything new. First, it was like, no, it feels like January is more of a month of settling down. And the reason for that was that there's something happening in February that we go to like another level. And in order for us to experience this quote unquote other level in a way that's not going to make us feel anxious or incoherent or all over the place, we have to feel solid within ourselves. That makes perfect sense as I'm talking about it because it speaks directly to embodying and safe nervous system. Because we are approaching, as everybody already knows, a higher dimensional frequency. That's how it's coming through to me. And a higher dimensional frequency is a higher coherence. So when it's met with an incoherent system or body, it goes. So we don't want that. We want to prepare ourselves and our bodies to be as embodied as possible so that we can, quote unquote, handle this new frequency. What happens to those who can't handle it? Well, it's coming, so you're going to handle it one way or the other. But if your nervous system is completely dysregulated, you might be met with what's happening to me on the inside with a lot of anxiety. And I was actually shown this quite a few years ago, but that logically makes perfect sense. It's biology. It's higher frequency colliding with a lower frequency, creating right? So that's not to say go to sleep for the month of January, but if you can, if you're able to not rush because it's January and give yourself permission to just slow down if you can and just focus on a lot of sleep, rest, proper nutrition, and just really settling into your body because we want to meet this new energy with coherent nervous system. Logically makes sense to you what I'm saying, right? It's biology. Yeah. So they showed me, that month of January is, think of it as a woman who's pregnant. There's a gestation period. And January was shown to me like a gestation period because before the new birth happening. And what this new birth was representing to me, it was representing something very ancient coming online. So if I was to put a 3D spin on it, it would sound like we are coming more online. When we come more online, it feels like a new you is being birthed, but it's not new you. It's the ancient old you. The one that's less restricted, the one that's more powerful, empowered, yada, yada, yada. And the nervous system has to be able to handle that because that's energy. So for those of you who are listening to this, you are obviously on a conscious spiritual journey. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this. It would make no sense to you, right? So if you can, take it slow in the month of January. The other thing I felt when they said it's time for more sleep, I'm like, oh, thank God, because my sleep has been all over the fucking place. Waking up 5 times a night, drinking like a camel. It's like, what the hell is going on? All these energy surges, and I'm eating everything inside. It's like, okay, well, that's not good for the hips. But okay, I get it. It's just a temporary thing because my body is trying to acclimatize this energy, this new energy. And I just came back from Peru. We talked about that before. So I thought, oh my God, I'm going to get more sleep in January. Yes, thank you, because I need it. So it's either you will be more tired in January, so you need more sleep, or you will be able to actually go, let me rest. So that's what I felt. The other thing I was shown is that those of us who are listening, who are going to be giving birth. Now, the question is, isn't everybody going to be giving birth on some level? I feel yes, but I feel those who are more energetically, quote unquote, ready will experience this new birth as something empowering versus something that brings one anxiety. Okay, think of it again this way, energetically speaking. If a dysregulated nervous system is met with a very high coherent frequency, it doesn't know what to do with it. It thinks of it as danger, right? So the nervous system has to relax in order to embody this frequency without going haywire. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Okay. Now you tell me your version of astrology. Does it compare to your astrology?
Joanna nailed it. Like, but come on, people.
Really?
Is anyone surprised?
I didn't do anything. I just give you what I perceive. That's it.
You did it. Joanna
Yes.
nailed it. February of 2026 is a return to our innocence. That Enigma song is
Flowers everywhere. That's the ancient.
okay.
Oh,
Does that resonate, Joanna?
full chills everywhere.
February 2026 is a return to our innocence. And so, yes, January is another rest month, as was December, which we talked about as well in the December update. Yes, January is another, okay, let's just calm the nervous system. If ever there was a January to go dry for those of us that still drink, it's this like, and I'm not telling everyone you can't have a glass of wine. I'm not telling you what you can and cannot do.
No.
I'm just saying, let's clear the system. Let's clear it out. Let's sweat. Let's just rest and heal a little more minute, because end of January, we finally have Neptune going into Aries. And then on February 20th, I've been talking about this nonstop. We've got Neptune and we've got Saturn at the 0-degree Aries mark. That's that return to innocence. That's that 0-degree Aries mark. That's the whole beginning of the whole darn zodiac. That is the new baby being born. That is the rebirth. It's never happened in the history. We don't know. None of our astrology software can tell us a time when Neptune and Saturn have come together at 0-degree Aries. They assume, like, you buy the really good astrology software and they assume it's like 700-ish BC. Like, we don't know when it has happened is what I'm trying to tell you. And as an astrologer who tracks the pattern recognition, what we do as astrologers is we notice when planets come together, when they're opposite, what usually happens in history. Well, we've got Neptune and Saturn at 0-degree Aries, February 20th. It's the return to innocence. We've never seen this before. The whole year of 2025, the 9-year that we've been talking about ad nauseum on this podcast, that this whole year of 2025 being the 9-year, getting us to change, getting us to change it up, getting us to say goodbye, getting us to close the doors, have a completely different mindset shift. Like, if you thought one way, we'll think opposite, like all that jazz. Have a judgment detox. That's what 2025 was, because we had all of these outer planets moving into new signs. 4 of the 5 outer planets moved into new signs in 2025, introducing the new earth, the new world, the new paradigms, whatever you want to call it. And then that February return to innocence, it's like, it's here now. And so, yeah, we do need some rest in January, but end of January is when it kind of begins. Okay. Is that
interesting?
Feeling that, Joanna?
Well, as you were talking, they showed me a vision of ready, rising from the dead. Full on chills.
Whoa.
So we're not going
dormant.
Yes. That's exactly
dormant.
Yeah. The nature of who we really are.
Yes. It's
Now,
dormant.
And it's in everyone's DNA.
Yes.
It's in the body, it's in the cells, it's in everyone's DNA. We talk about embodiment. That's why
Yes.
I'm really guided to say this. For most humans, to wake up to the awareness of who they are, not logically, conceptually speaking, but to wake up to the body awareness of who you are, where you don't know it. It is unfucking deniable. It can be terrifying.
Yes.
It can be terrifying. Because your entire human structure goes to shit in that moment. I had that experience once.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I had it, my nervous system was extremely dysregulated and I freaked out because I thought I was going crazy. But at the same time, everything, and I mean everything, made sense to me. Everything. So that's why it's so important to have a more regulated nervous system. Think of it this way. You wake up tomorrow morning and everything you knew about life completely changes. Nothing changes on the outside, but the way you look at world, you go, holy fuck, nothing is the same. Your ego goes, "Hmm?" Because it's not, it's unfamiliar. The other thing I was getting when you were talking about the innocence, full on chills, the message that came to me was like, when you see a brand new baby, it's pure potential. It's just beaming with love. It's just, but everybody wants to put their hand on it. It's like, oh, it's like a magnet because it's closest to source. It's not effed up by humanity yet. So when you said innocence, I'm like, oh my God. Well, of course, because innocence is closest to source. So thank you for that confirmation.
And thank you. And so there's always the shadow side to all of this, right?
We love our shadows. Jenny and I love shadows.
We love shadows.
Never get rid of your shadow. Yes.
All 12 zodiac signs have a high vibe and they have a shadow vibe. All of the planets have a high vibe and a shadow vibe. So the shadow vibe of Neptune going into Aries, which happens end of January. That's like the big thing of January 2026 is Neptune going into Aries at the end of January. So the shadow vibe of that. So Neptune rules confusion, okay, delusion, fogginess, and Aries, it's going into Aries. Aries rules the head. So it's literally translated as losing your head, right?
Oh.
Yeah, it's literally losing your mind. It's literally translated as that in the shadow vibe. Okay, now we're feeling it because it's at the end degrees as we're recording this by FYI. Spoiler alert, we're recording this in early December. But I mean, it's happening now, right? Like it's moving. It's at the end degrees of Pisces where it loves to be. We talked about it in the last podcast as well about how there's so much delusion and illusion and addictions and numbingness that is just, we need to sweat it out. So I was saying like earlier, sweat, purge, whatever you can do, go more water, less booze. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but I'm just giving you hot tips here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If you can like get it out of the system, because literally end of January is when Neptune is going to be hitting Aries rules the head, and it's going, just look around in your world. The people that are like book smart and they are ruled by their intellect, watch them, watch those people. I am worried about them. And I'm not a fear-based person. I'm really, really not. I'm just giving you hot tips. The people that are by the book, they're going to have a real hard time.
Because they're not going to know what to do. It's like things are going to start, they're going to think they're going crazy.
Yes. The book smart, the really intelligent people out there, and we know them and I love them. There's nothing wrong with intelligent people.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for them.
Yeah, especially for those people who very firmly attach to their ego structure.
Yes.
and all of a sudden start to experience something outside of the parameters of what their ego is,
Yes.
it feels like losing your mind. I've experienced this more than once. The first time it
More
was
than once.
terrifying.
A whole bunch of times. And a good
Yeah.
example just for me, like I do astrology, right? If all of a sudden in February it's revealed astrology, like there is like hardcore, it can't be, like it's just, it doesn't even exist anymore or something. I need to be at the place in my life to not have an attachment to going, no, astrology has to explain the world. I have to be like, oh, okay. So thank you,
Mhm.
astrology, for serving me as it did. And now next. Like that's literally how we all have to be at the end of
Yeah.
February.
Well, at the end of the day, the whole idea about spirituality, and I'm putting it in quotation marks, is to really, really let go of what we think is real, right? Now, some people say, well, 3D isn't real. Oh, it's real. It's as real as 3D is. But there is something real beyond the 3D. We know that. It's now, we things exist beyond our ability to see and perceive because we just don't have that perception. But how many people, thank you, are coming online saying, I think I'm going crazy. Somebody's talking to me. Or I'm seeing things at the corner of my eye. Am I going crazy? This is going to be happening more and more and more times as our perception opens up. So for someone who is very logical, who needs to have an explanation what's happening, good luck with that one.
Just watch them because we all have them we all love these people. They're in our families.
Mhm.
They're our friends. So I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
it's the losing of the mind when Neptune goes into Aries. And what will be born in February, because our February update's going to be spectacular. I'm just kidding. Like it is a rebirth for all of us. And it's a rebirth of innocence. It's a returning to who we are. I sound really dramatic right now, but I'm just setting the stage for you. I will read through my notes for January. Again, what Joanna channeled prior. Yes, it is still a rest month for most of the time. I'll tell you about I'll just summarize it quickly. The lunations of January. We've got a full moon in Cancer. It's a wolf supermoon. What a supermoon means is that it's closer to Earth whenever you hear that term. So that's on January 3rd. So right at the beginning. And it's around 13 degrees of Cancer. So check out your natal birth chart. I have something at 12 degrees Cancer. So this is going to heighten your emotional sensitivity. There's going to be family themes, safety, security issues coming up on January 3rd. And then the new moon is in late Capricorn. So that's at January 18th, around 28 degrees. Capricorn is powerful for goal setting, career. Ooh, this is a good one. Structures, build it, long-term projects. So those are the two lunations in January. And then the overall feel of January 2026. It starts serious. It's got a ton of Capricorn energy. Capricorns are the goats, greatest of all time. Capricorns, the goat going up the mountain, like it just keeps going. And Capricorns are the greatest of all time out of the entire zodiac.
Mhm.
They work and they work some more. And then everybody else sleeps and they keep working, right? So the very beginning of January is very, very, very workaholic vibe, very Capricorn vibe. Okay, we've got Neptune changing sign. Okay, so it's at the 29-degree Pisces mark. We talked about that in an entire podcast episode. So this is intensifying the theme. Like it's intense when it's at that 29-degree, and it's just like the end, and it's just the end, and it's all those things of grief and spirituality and letting it go and forgiveness and judgments and being judgmental and all the addictions we have and the illusions and the fogginess. Like it's going to be intense. Okay. And then on January 26th, Neptune crosses at that 0-degree Aries mark. That innocent. Okay. So starting on January 26th, Neptune into Aries. Saturn's going to join the party at 0-degree Aries in February. And we are going to talk about it in the next update. And it's going to be spectacular. I can already tell you. But Neptune starts the whole party on January 26th. So yes, like Joanna said, it is a rest month. It is a get out of your head if you can month. It is a rest and heal and relax and detox month if we can.
And
Yes, it
actually,
is.
it aligns with usually when people have brand new year, things they want to do. You want to detox from too much Christmas food. You want to detox from the drama around family.
Right.
You want to rest from all the shopping that, some people do. No judgments there. It's a month for just kind of high, and just,
Yes, and it's okay,
yeah,
and stop judging yourself and stop judging others, and like you're gonna feel it. I'm already
yeah,
feeling it. It's 29 degrees Pisces already, right? So we're already feeling it, and it's a time to be prepared to return to our
yeah,
essence.
yeah.
Joanna.
What I heard is as you were talking about the goats, I was seeing immediately the vision, and then the message came, we're reaching new heights.
Oof, yes.
So, some people are terrified of heights, right? But for a regular person, when you go up really high and then you look down, it's like, it's extraordinary. It's like, it's a little bit awe. It's like, it's a sight to be seen. So we're reaching new heights. Wow.
Wow.
Amazing. All right.
Amazing. All right.
Let's do
So
it.
shall I start with the all signs forecast, Joanna? And what I'll do is I'll read through what's going to happen for each zodiac sign. And then after that, Joanna's going to share her message. I don't know if you're using cards today, are you, Joanna?
I may or may not. So we'll go by each sign, right? You and then I.
We'll go by each
Yes.
sign and I'll
Just like
start.
before.
I'm just going to remind everyone to listen for your rising sign first, if you know your rising sign. Second, you would listen for your sun sign. That's going to talk a lot about your purpose, your career. And then listen for your moon sign as well. That's your internal compass. That's your feelings and your emotions. So I always recommend listening for rising, then sun, then moon for a fuller picture of what this energy is bringing in for you. Let's start with Aries. Okay, focus for you, Aries, in January. Career, community, and influence. Woof. So how's it going to feel? So the first half of January, you're going to feel hyper ambitious. What I was just talking about, the goat going up that mountain. I've got a mountain to climb, I literally wrote here. And then the second half of January for you, Aries, it's more future oriented, more collaborative, and movement based. Okay. You want to change something bigger than your own life that's going to feel big inside. Okay. What to watch for, Aries? Overworking or tying your self-worth to your status. The power dynamics in professional or group settings as Pluto gets triggered in your 11th house, Aries. Okay. This is shifting your friendship groups, your alliances, and your audience. Good luck indicators for you, Aries. Recognition from authority figures, a powerful new ally, mentor, or platform is emerging after the mid-month for you, Aries. And opportunities that connect career with community or activism. Here's some energy boosting tips for you, Aries. Early in the month, commit to one cornerstone professional goal for the year. Okay, just one. And then later in the month, Aries, network with intention. So let old friendships that are no longer serving you fade if they are misaligned, okay? And invest in rooms where your future self belongs. How do you like that for Aries, Joanna?
Very good. So I'm just writing something down. Okay. First and foremost, Aries, and this is, I'm sure, maybe for none of you, but just maybe if you know an Aries, stop complaining. Anyone, you can do that, can use that. I can use that. Okay, so I'll take that message. Try not to lose your keys. So, for the next little while, make sure you know where you put your keys. Or for some of you, the message is clear as day. You have too many keys on your keychain. So for those of you who have too many keys on your keychain, I don't know if you need them, but the message is you have too many keys. Maybe it takes you a really long time to open a door because you have to go through, 15,000 keys. That's a message for someone. Maybe it's for one person. It is a month of a shift for you. So I just pulled some cards. I asked the field to communicate to me through visions today. So what you'll notice here is this person is leaning into new energy. She's not forcing. She's leaning. She's a little bit, I want to say, without clothing, which says that she is open enough to be vulnerable, but she's also protected at the same time. So she's not bent her back, completely protected. She's open and vulnerable, which, thank you, which also makes her or him very authentic. Authenticity is magnetic as hell. When you show up as you, without pretending, proving, or performing, it's very disarming and very magnetic. When you throw away your mask and you decide, fuck it, I'm just going to be myself, something amazing happens. Your whole world just goes through. It opens up because you're no longer holding yourself back. So specifically for Aries, this is also a month of collaborations. However, use your discernment and don't fall for empty promises. So if someone is offering you something, just use your discernment and just make sure that the value of what is being offered to you is actually the value you want to have. So I don't know. I'm not going to try to interpret what that is, but I'm just going to say, use your discernment and don't fall for empty promises. I'm sure people can recognize. So, and yeah, again, whoever you are, a message is stop complaining. Stop. How many of us do it? I mean, I used to do it all the time. I was born into a world of complaining. So that's what I did without even thinking. I'll share something with you very quickly on this. I had a session with someone the other day. I won't go into details, but this person said, she's not able to see someone she really wants to see because the person said, I can't be around you because you're always complaining. And the person said, well, no, I don't do that. And I said, well, I'm not saying you do or you don't, but it's worth investigating. Maybe you don't even know about it. And this person came to realize, well, yeah, I always talk about this. I said, no judgment, just now you know. Because being around complaining energy, especially for prolonged period of time, is very draining. I know some people in my life who constantly complain. I can stand being there for about 5 minutes. So the higher you vibrate, the more you are in that frequency, it feels like you just want to get the fuck out of there. Okay? So maybe you know someone, Aries, who's always complaining. Try not to fix them. Maybe find a way to not be around their complaining as much because it does have a draining effect on you. So either you're complaining a lot, which I'm not saying you are, or someone that you are around complains a lot. It's not you, Jenny, because that's not you. That's what I'm saying. It's maybe for only a few people.
Oh yeah, I had to have an extreme friendship cleanse a few years back of every single person in my life who complained, and it was everyone.
We humans do it,
I get it.
No judgment, none.
I had
None.
0 friends for a while.
Mm-hmm. It happens. Yeah. All right. That's for Aries.
Taurus. Okay. Focus. Your focus for January. Big picture vision, learning, and visibility. Okay. How's it going to feel, Taurus? Like you're re-architecting your worldview and being nudged out of your comfort zone. You may feel edgy, but excited about travel, study, teaching, or sharing your work more widely. What to watch for, Taurus? Being rigid in your beliefs, because Saturn in Pisces and Uranus in Taurus, it's asking you to update your story about what is possible in your life. Hitting you big time, Taurus. Public pressure as Aquarius planets and Pluto activates your 10th house. This is all about huge changes in your career and where you're going, your leadership roles or your reputation. Good luck indicators for you, Taurus. Invitations to speak, to teach, to publish, or to study. Cross-cultural or long-distance connections, okay? A mentor who merges practicality with spiritual and creative insight. Here's some energy boosting tips for you, Taurus. Say yes to one brave stretch. A course, a retreat, a public facing project, out of your comfort zone again, Taurus. You're being urged in January. Early in the month, Taurus, set a realistic content/learning schedule for yourself. And then later in the month, Taurus, let your brand evolve, okay? Update your online presence to match who you are becoming. Taurus, do you have the courage to do it? What do you say, Joanna?
Well, I'm a Taurus, and I'm going to say I have no choice. I always have a choice, but yes.
You're already doing this. You're feeling it.
I'm feeling it. So, because I'm a Taurus, I just made sure that the energy flew a little bit differently. Message for Taurus. Plant the right seeds. If you want apples, seed apple seed. Be mindful of what you are seeding right now, because the energy that you are in is extremely potent. And the reason for that is that you are coming to a new space of inner coherence or balance that you haven't experienced before. And that is the direct result of you changing and shifting your thinking. Your mind is undergoing a recalibration. So as our bodies recalibrate, the mind needs time to catch up. So right now, I'm coming from Peru. I'm going through a recalibration, and my mind is doing flips because it doesn't quite know what's happening. So it feels like in the month of January, thanks you, hallelujah. If you're a Taurus, you likely are going to feel much more at peace because you're recalibrating right now, and just much more solid within yourself. You'll feel distinctly yourself. You'll feel distinctly yourself and no longer separate from yourself, if that makes any sense. Because these two ladies are holding hands. So they're individuals, there's uniqueness, but they're holding hands. So what I'm perceiving from this is much more inner coherence and inner unity. I will say, yes, I can attest to that because that's what I'm going through right now. But if this doesn't make sense to you right now, this is what January, for some of you, is likely going to feel like. Two cards came up, and I had to sit with this one because this one is talking about absence of some level of freedom. So if you're resonating with something like, there's something missing in my life, there's something, what is missing? If you can just kind of tune in and ask yourself, what is missing? And what would it feel like if that something was fulfilled? It's an exercise you're being asked to do because that something is something you already know about, but you haven't given yourself permission to go ahead and do it. Okay? There's a lot of people that are experiencing a new level of freedom. And in actuality, a new level of freedom starts when we stop self-abandoning. So if you have been holding yourself back and there's been something that you wanted to do for a really, really long time, you owe yourself to at least look into it. And you might surprise yourself. Okay? So that's what I have for Taurus.
There's a real urge there for you to get out of your comfort zone in January, Taurus.
And I'm certainly getting out of my comfort zone. Yeah.
Gemini, your focus for January? Deep emotional.
I can't believe you just said that because the moment you said focus, and the moment you said Gemini, they said focus, and you said focus.
Stop it.
No, I'm not kidding.
It's happening. It's happening. Look at us. Look at us. Okay, your focus, Gemini, is deep emotional and financial transformation. Yowzes. This is going to be expansion of your horizons starting in January. Big one for you, Gemini. So how's it going to feel? So intense, but clarifying. So early January is going to push you into your shadow, okay? And look at your work and your money and your boundaries and your shared resources and all the stories you're telling. And then later in the month, there's going to be a relief of energy and it's going to move through your ninth house. So travel and faith and meaning and justice, okay? But the beginning of January, you're going to feel it and it's going to come in like hot for you, Gemini. What to watch for, Gemini? Obsessing over trying to control it, okay? Especially when it comes to money, intimacy, loyalty, and old traumas are going to surface around trust because Pluto is activating Aquarius for you and your good luck indicators, Gemini. Debt reconstructuring, grants and inheritances, or whatever money you've saved, it's going to merge together. Perhaps a steady or a spiritual or a legal path is going to open after mid-month, and you're going to meet powerful teachers or guides. What are some energy boosting tips for you, Gemini, in January? Early in the month, clean up one financial or emotional entanglement. Oh, that's a theme for you. So, a subscription that you have monthly that you just don't use, it could be something like that. Or it could be a real situationship that you're dating, if you catch my drift. Later in the month, Gemini, plan a trip, a course, pilgrimage, and it's going to feed your mind and it's going to feed your soul. So it's coming in hot for you, Gemini. Are you feeling that as well for the Geminis, Joanna?
Well, it's interesting because the field gives me messages sometimes in such a way that my mind goes, huh? What does that even mean? Because the message for Gemini is this: you're not a breeder, you are a designer. And I thought, okay, let me just see what that could possibly mean. A breeder is someone who replicates. A designer is someone who creates. So a message for Gemini is, you're not here to repeat the old patterns, you're here to seed new consciousness. That's a big one. Well, Joanna, what does that mean for me? Well, look at your patterns. Notice your patterns. If you continue the same old patterns, you are replicating what has been, and you're not creating what could be. So if you have patterns that create something that is not to your liking, you have to look at your patterns and recognize this is a pattern I am creating with. And then change the pattern, change the thinking. The message is beautiful, ready but waiting. So this person is ready, and she is just about waiting to release a dove, which to me represents freedom. This person feels like she or he is ready to more fully express her love. So if you are someone who has been holding back, whether it's love, whether it's your creativity, whether it's what's important to you, it feels like a month of January, you're getting ready to finally let that out and be there much more in the open. This is a very freeing energy, but it's a little bit nerve-wracking, because think of it this way. If you've always held yourself back, Gemini, in some way, and now you're going to go and actually put yourself out there, at first your nervous system is going to be going like, is this safe for me to be this way? Is it safe for me to express? And eventually when you start expressing and exploring, your nervous system goes, oh, nothing bad is happening to me. Okay, I can relax. And that's literally how you rewire your nervous system. By learning that what you've been holding back, when you share it and express as nothing bad happens, you begin to feel more safe being you. And since we talked at the very beginning, we are coming online, which is to be true ourselves, true to ourselves. So Gemini, you're no different. Yes, sometimes it can get complicated, and there's, I can't really express myself the way I wanted. When fair, you don't get to do everything you want to do, but at least be honest with yourself. If there is something you want to express, find a way to express. If you've always wanted to play a guitar or play music, but you're like, I'm never going to play music because I'm never going to be a musician. Well, guess what? You're not supposed to be a musician. But you like playing music. So do it because you enjoy it, not because it's supposed to be something or other. Do it for you. And I find a lot of people, myself included in the past, would feel guilty doing things for themselves because, especially, parents and women, if we did something for ourselves, it was thought of to be selfish. So then we deny ourselves. And when we do that, we disconnect from ourselves. And that's what brings us pain and discomfort and unhappiness. So Gemini, if there's something you've always wanted to do, doesn't matter how small, if it brings you joy, just at least explore it. You owe it to yourself. And if you do, when you do, I guarantee you're going to be a happier person. There you go. Focus on that.
Got this, Gemini. Okay, Cancer. So the focus for you in January is relationships and agreement. So big emotional tides for you, Cancer, because you've got the full moon in your sign on January the 3rd. So there's a sense that relationship patterns can't stay on autopilot. Ugh. So the first half of January for you, Cancer, clarifying who's really on your team in love and in business. Second half of January, a deeper, more vulnerable or intense connection is going to come up for you. Okay. What to watch for, Cancer? So, projection. So, it's easy to see your own fears and your ambitions mirrored in your partners. Okay. So, try not to project on others, is what I'm trying to say. There's going to be power plays around intimacy or money as Aquarius and Pluto activity lights up for you in your 8th house. What are some good luck indicators for you, Cancer? A relationship is going to be leveling up. So commitment or a move-in or a collaboration of sorts, perhaps with a business partner, if not in love, maybe even a best friend, or a clear ending with a relationship, a friend, a business partner, or love. Okay. A clear ending might happen for you. Support. So emotional and financial is going to be flowing when you dare to be honest and authentic. And the support is there if you're willing to make the decision and be authentic. So it sounds difficult, but yet on the other side of the difficult decision, Cancer, there's some support there for you and a lot of it. There's going to be healing in your family dynamics as Jupiter retrogrades through your sign. There's some energy boosting tips for you in January. Honor the full moon in Cancer ritual. Make a ritual if you don't do one already, right? Get the moon journal book that I just wrote. It's available on Amazon to write your new moon, full moon, first quarter, last quarter, journaling prompts and intentions. Okay. So, the moon belongs in your sign and you've got a full moon in your sign. So come on, use it. You've got this, Cancer. You know how to do that, right? So negotiate one key commitment this month. So it might be to a best friend, might be to a lover, might be to a spouse, might be to a business partner. So, you might need to renegotiate what is fair and what works for you in the future, Cancer. I know that's hard for you to do. Feel your feelings though, Cancer. I know you can do this. What are you
Especially
feeling for
Cancer.
Cancer, Joanna?
Especially Cancer. So it's interesting, we talked about at the very beginning, we are coming more online. And for Cancerians, I saw you saying, I am being myself and I don't care what you think. But say it with kindness.
Yeah.
Say it with kindness. Something amazing happens because when you finally stop proving, pretending, or performing, whoever you are listening to this, you likely carry some higher level inner wisdom. When you allow yourself to express it fully, what you express speaks to people's hearts. So if you're listening to this, I don't know what she means. Just wait. Start being more yourself and then watch what happens. Because there's this flood of energy that just wants to pour through and out of your heart. For some of you, you are either a singer or you want to sing or you have really suppressed your voice. So if it doesn't resonate with you, I'm not saying you're a singer, but if it resonates with you, you'll know. But again, the message is very, very clear. Something's going to happen around the full moon. You said there's a full moon there, yes? Somewhere? Yeah. There's something that's going to happen.
Beginning of January.
Yeah, because of what I'm seeing is you're coming full circle and you are letting go of a very, very old karmic distortion that is prevalent in most humans. And that distortion says who I am or what I am is not enough. That's a very prevalent distortion in a human. Okay. So for you to realize that that is nonsense and to actually embody your fullness in your own unique, screwed up way, not only is that freeing to you, but it gives invitation to others to be true to themselves so that they too can feel free in their own lives. So you're not here to give people freedom. You're here to regain your own inner freedom. How? Simply by looking at how do you hold yourself back? How do you do it? And we do it every day without even thinking. Well, I'm not going to say this because it's unimportant. I'm going to diminish how I feel because of what I feel I shouldn't be feeling. Oh, my intuition. No, man, no. The more you say no to yourself, the more your body hears you, the more your body thinks you can't trust you. And instantly you'll be more in your head. So this coming back to your inner freedom is actually coming back to your body. And it feels like a month of January is also full of emotion. Nothing bad, it's just full of emotion. So you might actually feel a lot of emotions around the full moon. But you're Cancer. Hello. Hello. So you are an influencer, or you have something inside of you that does influence people in a very beautiful, positive way. Now, it can be done in a harmful way, of course. Everything has its shadow. But this is saying the more you are you, the more you are in your true power, the more you realize how just being you is fucking powerful. That's it.
Love it. Leo. Okay, so your focus for January, Leo, is health, work, and routines, partnerships, and contracts. How it's going to feel for you, Leo? Okay, early January. You're going to be working on your habits and your body and your workflow. But later in the month, Leo, it's about relationships, negotiations, collaborations. Okay, it's going to get real, and it's going to be fast how real it's going to get. What to watch for? Burnout. If you are a perfectionist, if you over perfect your routine, or you try to control everything. Okay, it's going to feel intense and faded, especially regarding relationship dynamics, because Aquarius is going through Pluto in your 7th house. So this is all about your people, your loved ones, your best friend, your spouse, your business partnerships. Okay. And so there might be some power dynamics and rebalancing for you going on for you in January, Leo. Some good luck indicators for Leos. A supportive coworker or a service provider or health practitioner might come into your life. Contracts or partnerships might feel like you're stepping into like the next level. Okay. Or one way or the other for you. Work opportunities might be linked to networking and perhaps like future tech, progressive spaces. Here's some energy boosting tips for you, Leo. Choose 2 anchors. So habits and sleep, movement and sleep, something like this, right? To anchor you and to ground you, and make it non-negotiable, right? Like exercising and stretching, something like that, right? In your relationships, you need to name your non-negotiables, but you need to stay open to unconventional arrangements too. So you might not like it, Leo, but this one's a lot about your relationships in January. Are you still in for the Leo?
I was just going to ask, is this about relationships or what? Because the message I received just when you were talking is that, Leo, if you had no fears around relationships specifically, what would you do? Also, you don't have to solve everyone's problems. So it looks like month of January is you gaining a lot more clarity on how you hold yourself back, especially in relationships. Now, if we think about it, we have relationships everywhere. But I'm thinking this is more like, relationships that mean something a lot to us, whether it's a romantic relationship. Some of you Leos have a real knack at wanting to solve other people's problems. Now, if your job is that you're hired to solve someone's problems, that's one thing. But if you're walking around making sure everybody's okay, because when they're okay, it means that you're okay, then you've become responsible for other people's feelings and emotions. And I know how to do that. Jenny knows how to do that. It's fucking exhausting and it doesn't work. But what happens is you become so extra vigilant that you're constantly looking out for things in your environment and you fucking can't even relax. So it seems like you're getting a lot more clarity on how you function within relationships. For the longest time, and I'm not a Leo, I functioned within relationships from a space of rigidity because I never felt safe. Deprogramming, right? And naturally, when you don't feel safe, doesn't matter what sign you are, you're not going to relax. If you don't relax, you're not going to be open, which means when you are in a relationship, but you are not open, you will never be able to experience what the relationship could possibly potentially give you because you're not open to it. So this is about January. It's about opening up the doors to, I hear more finances, which I think is what you said, but also more opportunities in relationship. So you talked about non-negotiables and things like that. There's always room for, what do you call it when two people talk and compromise. We have to compromise. But if you find yourself always over-compromising, you lose yourself in the process. So the person is in a relationship, but they're not even in a relationship with you. They're just in a relationship for somebody you're manufacturing because you're scared if that you don't appear this way, then somebody's not going to love you, they're not going to like you, they're going to abandon you, reject you, yada, yada. The stories that we play. So this month of January, it's going forward, but starting in January, it's coming back more to your own authenticity thing. It's pretty prevalent. It's coming back to you and being more authentic. That does not mean that you're inauthentic, but this is human. This is what we humans do. So coming back more into your center and feeling inside your body being more coherent, more at peace. And I don't know about you, but I want to feel more at peace all the time. Right. I think everybody does. So, yeah, clarity around relationships and how you hold yourself back specifically around relationships. Beautiful.
Relationships are a great mirror, right? So keep that in mind, Leo.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time.
Okay, Virgo, the focus for you in January is creativity, pleasure, and heart. An upgraded work and wellness routine for you, Virgo. Ooh. How does it feel? The first half of January, Virgo, more fertile, more creative, more romantic. You're called to play, create, take risks of the heart. Second half of January, there's going to be an energy shift to skill building, health, and service with an Aquarian future-focused edge. What to watch for, Virgo, okay? Perfectionism. Yes, indeed. You're the perfect perfectionists, aren't you? So this could, if you focus too much on being perfect on your creativity, then you're not going to be creative. You know what I'm saying? So let some projects just be in their beta versions, if you will, okay? Over-identifying with being useful and undervaluing joy, okay? That's something to watch for. Here's some good luck indicators for you in January, Virgo. A creative project or a romantic connection can feel serious enough to actually build on. Children and students or audiences who respond deeply to your authenticity. Get that word again. Work opportunities that allow more flexibility, or you're able to work remotely or something like this, right? Here's some energy boosting tips for you in January, Virgo. Schedule fun like you schedule a client. Okay, I know you're so good at color coding and scheduling, so schedule in some fun. And then in mid-month, we've got the new moon in Capricorn. It's an excellent time for committing to a creative or a passion project for the entire year ahead. Late in the month, redesign your workspace or your systems to support your nervous system, Virgo. Ooh. How do you like that, Virgo?
So energy for Virgo, I saw you guys unpacking. So a couple of things. You might have moved and now you're unpacking, or the proverbial unpacking from within. And then I saw you looking for something. So if it's the actual packing was your thing, then you've packed something somewhere and you don't know where to find it. But that's not going to be for most people. For most people, it's you find like you're looking for something, and the message is what you're looking for is not outside of you. This is very consistent with the message of coming online. Very, very consistent. The card of Lovers came up. I don't usually do tarot cards in reverse. And to me, this is symbolizing anything that's out of sorts or out of alignment within yourself. But ultimately, just like, I don't remember which sign it was, you are going to undergo another major upgrade or a shift. And there's a vulnerability piece coming out, right? When we are authentic, we allow ourselves to be vulnerable. It doesn't mean we air our dirty laundry to everybody, but just we come through as more authentic. If you're feeling out of balance with yourself, if you're feeling like you're not good enough, if you're feeling like you're less than, you're never going to authentically show up, because you're going to be afraid of what people say about you and how they judge you, right? The fear that you're projecting on how other people will judge you is actually how you judge yourself. So you want to take a look, unpack how you judge yourself, because we are always our worst critics, always our worst critics. And we often project our own fears onto what other people are going to say. And we never know what they're going to say, but our projection of those fears keeps us from being fully embodied and fully in our power, because we're afraid of what we think might be happening. But it's what we're thinking. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? So there's an emphasis on, again, being honest with yourself and living your life and being congruent with your own truth, Again, I always say it. When you stop betraying you, when you stop abandoning yourself, you come online. When you come online, you are in your body. When you're in your body, your nervous system goes, you feel safe. When you're in your safe, you relax. When you relax, your heart opens up. When your heart opens up, you are very much open. When you're open, source flows through you unobstructed. And you become a very fucking powerful magnet and a healing force. It's the message is the same for every single sign. Stop abandoning, stop betraying yourself, start feeling more coherent, and we can talk about what that is at some other point. And just recognize that you are source in a physical body having an experience. That's very difficult for most humans to take. What do you mean I'm God? Well, you're all of it. I'm sorry, like, what can I say? You're not separate from it. If it messes with your mind, then that means you've got programming. Yeah, very powerful message. So,
Libra. Okay, your focus for January, Libra, is your home, roots, emotional foundations, and also love, creativity, and visibility. It's great. You're getting that visibility message twice, Joanna, because Joanna's a Libra rising.
all right.
I'm a Libra moon, so this is talking to us as well. How it's going to feel early in the month, Libra. So there's going to be a domestic reshuffle. So, moving, renovations, family dynamics, or deep inner work about safety. How do I feel safe in this? And then later in the month, a surge of creative and romantic and expressive energy as Aquarius activates your 5th house. So what to watch for, Libra? Old family patterns around responsibility and approval. They're going to be resurfacing. So how do you choose to respond? Drama triangles in love or with children or creative collaborators. Okay. Because Pluto's going to be getting triggered there. Your good luck indicators for January, Libra: finding or upgrading a home, or redefining home in a way that actually suits you. A creative passion that wants to go public. Yes. A romance that has both chemistry and future potential. Energy boosting tips for you, Libra, in January. Tend to your physical space first. So declutter and resolve your house, home, property issues. Okay. Mid to late month, let yourself be seen for your art, your ideas, or your heart, your authenticity, not just your diplomacy and your people pleasingness. God knows us Libras know how to keep the peace. But how about if you just be your authentic, fabulous self? Take it away, Joanna.
I think it's funny what you just said, because the first thing I wrote is, Libra, stop apologizing for everything.
Right?
People pleasing.
Yeah.
So that's my, oh, there you go. What is, mine is whatever the one is. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Now, if there's a valid reason for you to apologize, of course apologize. But when I was I'm going to throw this in. When I was in Peru, I was in one of my ceremonies, and I realized, oh my God, every third word is like I'm Thorian. They were looking at me and said, Joanna. And I said, I should stop doing that. And they said, it's not that you should stop doing that, but it's very disempowering. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, right. Libra rising. Okay. Sorry.
So stop apologizing for everything. Take chances, but tread lightly. So don't go in full force if you don't have to, but take chances. Some of you have healing hands or some other healing ability. And I think that's what you were talking about, coming out with something that someone is passionate about. And you may actually notice tingling or heat coming out of your hands. If you feel that this resonates with you, please just acknowledge, okay, I'm feeling something in my hands. I have no idea what that is. And just go, okay, universe, if there's something there, show it to me. And just let it go. Just be open. Thank you. Just be open to what wants to come through you. This does not mean, and I am not saying you should now tomorrow quit your job and become a healer. I'm not saying that. And if you are a healer, you don't have to become anything. You already are it. But if you don't trust yourself, you don't believe in yourself, I don't care what a good healer you are, you're going to hold yourself. So for you, Libra, this coming online has a lot to do with your ability around energetic healing. So ever since I've come back from Peru, the energy work that I'm doing right now, I'm actually having a hard time with my brain figuring this out. But it's when Jenny was talking, new gifts come online, or gifts come online when we come online. They're not new, they're ancient. We just haven't allowed ourselves to fully express it. So if this is you, Libra, there's an energetic component. You're either a healer, you call yourself a healer, you think you're a healer, you want to be a healer. If this resonates with you, you likely already are. Now it's just a matter of owning that. And what I do want to say is this: it comes with responsibility. So if you are connecting with this message, high likelihood is that at some point in your evolution, you were a healer and you had your hands chopped off, your head chopped off, or something else because you were thought of as doing voodoo stuff. Okay? In this lifetime, you're safe to come as you are. That phrase that you told me the other day. So that's what I have for you, Libra. Interesting.
Yes, for us, both of us and all of us. I love it. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, your focus for January: communication, learning, and local life. Okay. Home and family, power shifts. How's it going to feel in January for you, Scorpio? So in early January, busy, mentally active, maybe scattered. Okay. Lots of emails and calls and errands and short trips and studies. Okay. Later in the month, energy is going to drop deeper into your fourth house. Emotional foundations and structures will be built, family power structures in particular. What to watch for in January, Scorpios? Overwhelm from information overload. Protect your focus. Old ancestral stories or control patterns will be reemerging as Aquarius conjoins Pluto at the base of your chart. Okay. Good luck indicators for you, Scorpio. So a writing or a teaching or a local project is going to open a long-term door for you. Ooh, I can't wait. I'm a Scorpio rising. Information or a conversation that finally clarifies a long, foggy situation. A powerful move, a renovation, or an emotional boundary that's going to reclaim your space. Oof, I'm so ready for this. This is so resonating as a Scorpio rising. Energy boosting tips, Scorpio, in January, early in the month. Tighten your information diet. I love that. Choose what's worth your attention. Where does your energy go? Are you outsourcing your energy? That's another thing we talked about, Joanna. And then later in the month, rituals for lineage healing, decluttering heirlooms, or redefining what family and home is. Ooh, that one hit strong for me. I'm a Scorpio rising. What are you feeling for Scorpios, Joanna?
Well, this is actually quite interesting because the first message is stop procrastinating. Most humans do. Pay attention to your solar plexus because that's where ego lives, in your solar plexus. It feels like your ego might be very loud in January for some reason. So when I say that ego is loud, it's generally because ego wants to control something. So just notice if there is something you're trying to over control or control. I kind of just smiled when you were talking because the message that came for you guys was a renewal. Again, what's with this renewal? Well, we're coming online. So to me, it speaks to some ancient language that how do I say this? It has almost like your gifts are coming online, and some of those gifts for some of you have, I want to say, Asian influence. And I also saw dragons. So this might be like things like acupuncture, Tai Chi, what do you call that thing where people go to people's homes and they feng shui? It is energetic, but for some of you it has an Asian influence. So maybe you are Asian, but there's something ancient and Asian. I'm seeing monks, I'm seeing those countries, Tibet. There's something there. I can't quite exactly put my finger on what it is. Maybe I'm not supposed to. Maybe it's just for you to just kind of be open to. But what is the main message? You don't have a gift. The gift is you. You don't have a gift. The gift is you. I'm going to zip it. That's supposed to land.
And it did.
Did it?
It
Yeah? Okay, good.
Sagittarius, your focus for January. Money, self-worth, and resources. Okay. Ideas, writing, and connection as well. So how's it going to feel in January, Saggy? The first half being pragmatic, budgeting, pricing, saving, self-evaluation. Okay. Second half of January, ideas are going to catch fire. And you want to speak, you want to write, you want to teach, or you want to launch things. Okay. What to watch for in January, Sagittarius? Undercharging or overgiving at work. Oh, God, yes. Saggy, North Node. Arguments around money or values with siblings, peers, or neighbors. Okay, because we've got Aquarius and Pluto lighting up your third house. Good luck indicators for you, Saggy. New income stream, a raise, or a more aligned money model. A message of pitch a piece or content that lands far wider than you ever expected. Energy boosting tips for January, early in the month. Set a 2026 money baseline. So minimum income savings, okay? And then later in the month, start or recommit to a communication project, a newsletter, a podcast, a course, or a writing project, a manuscript of sorts. That's what I got for you, Saggy. What have you got, Joanna?
A few messages. One is similar to, I don't know what other sign it was, but mindful eating and consuming. So both food-wise and energy-wise. Just ask yourself, is this healthy for me? If you listen to gossip a lot, is it healthy for you? Does it feel good? Does it feel good, right? If you're eating, chips 24/7 and that's your diet, is it healthy for me? Don't judge yourself for it, but just kind of recognize, this is probably not the best thing for me. Because when you don't give your body what it needs, not only nutrient-wise, but also energy-wise, then you cannot be, thank you, at your best. And you are here to be at your best. Second message is, know your aim, but don't try to control it. Rather, align yourself with it energetically. So one of the things that has been coming up for me very strongly is helping people energetically, literally realign. Not what I do, it's the frequency. And everything, we know from law of attraction, everything is about alignment. So if you're a Sag, and I have a Sag moon, I believe, if you see something for you in front of you that you feel you desire, first make sure that your inner energy, your frequency matches the frequency that you're desiring. And then notice, are you resisting to some degree? I did this with money. So I'll give you guys a quick tip. On my vision board, I write a certain number that I want to create for myself in a year. And when I write a certain number, I tune into it, and instantly I either feel my body is okay with it or it resists. The moment it resists, my body is telling me energetically, we are not ready for that. So what I had to learn is take the number down a notch to a point where I felt no resistance. And then after a while, I kept bumping up the number until I felt no more resistance to a higher number. So if you see something for yourself, but you're resistant to it, then that means you're not aligned. And doesn't matter how much you try to control it, you're not going to bring it to you because it's like it's outside of your reach. And I'm saying this because there's something that you are revising. Something is coming to completion. And you are getting yourself unbound from your old ways. There's something new coming online for you. You already have glimpses, but you're not fully in it yet. Energetically, you're still a little bit afraid of it because you feel that if you fully own it, they're funny, you're fearing that you will be thought of as being too much. Many times we hide because we have been told that we're too much, so we put ourselves in a little box. Well, when we do that, we can't be fully open and we are in resistance all the time. So, and I'm a Sag too, my moon is in Sag. So this speaks to me, but the main message is you're ready for something new, ready for something different. Have a vision, align yourself energetically, but don't try to control it. The more you align yourself with it energetically, you become literally a magnet to it. How it comes to you, when it comes to you, through whom and in what package, in none of your business. Let the universe take care of that. You just make sure that you're aligned. And by the way, when you're aligned, you're in the flow. You're being fully yourself. When you're fully yourself, you're more relaxed. You don't need to control him as much. So that's what I have for Sag. And I'll take that. Thank you.
Me too. Capricorn. Okay, your focus for January is you, your body, your identity. And of course, money and self-worth later in the month as well.
Sorry, which sign was this? Which sign? Which sign is this?
Capricorn. Okay. How's it going to feel, Cappy, in January for you? Okay, the first half, hyper Capricorn. Okay, it's you. Okay, we got the sun, we got Mercury, we got Venus, we got Mars, all in your sign. And the new moon in Capricorn is on the 18th. It's your rebirth. It's your rebrand. Like it's you. You are climbing that mountain as the goat that you are. Okay. The second half of January, the focus shifts to how your values and your finances reflect your new identity. Okay. What to watch for, Cappy? taking on every single responsibility because you can handle it, because you can. Financial extremes, hoarding or risky spending, because Aquarius Pluto is intensifying your second house. What are some good luck indicators for you in January, Kat? Okay, you've got health, style, or confidence upgrades that change how others respond to you. Offers that pay you more appropriately for your expertise, and maybe even a new income model tied to innovation, tech, or community. Here's some energy boosting tips for you in January. So use the January 18th Capricorn new moon for a year-long personal intention. Okay. This is your ritual at the new moon in your sign. So this is your new identity, your new body, your new brand. And then later in the month, audit your subscriptions and your rates and your time for money trade-offs, okay? Align them with who you are becoming. Capricorn, nobody is better than you. You are the goats. It's your month. Mic drop.
So this is an interesting message for Capricorn. What's the bottom line that you'll accept? Don't sell yourself out. No need for that anymore. So for those of you who this resonates with, you probably have a tendency to overgive or undersell, undervalue yourself. If you notice that you do that, just ask yourself the question, why do I do this to myself? And see what comes out. Are you afraid that if you don't accept something, you will not be able to have something more? Here's the irony. If you keep accepting less than what you want, then the universe gets the message, okay, this is what she or he wants. Okay, let's give it more. Right? You have a knack for undervaluing yourself. Many humans do. It's not about walking around and saying, look at me, I'm all the best. It's not about that. It's about being true to yourself. If something is not in alignment and you know it, and you still accept it, then you will have to ask yourself why. Now, we don't always get what we want. I've talked about that. But when we do that on a continual basis, when we constantly do that, we betray ourselves over and over again. There's also, some of you will be working more with spirit. Yes, it can mean with spirit in general, but more than anything, working more with your own spirit, which means allowing your spirit to lead, trusting your spirit, trusting your own guidance, trusting your own inner resource, trusting your own inner wisdom. It doesn't mean you can't go and ask for valuable feedback, but at the end of the day, don't let anyone make choices or decisions for you as best as you can. Okay? For some of you, there is some energetic, there's something shamanic coming in for you. There's something shamanic in the background, if this resonates with you guys. But there's also a fear of coming out with it. So you probably have this old wound like most healers do, that if I come out with my woo-woo stuff, I'm going to get killed. No, you won't. No, you won't. Not this time. But it is an aspect of you that for some of you really wants to come through right now. And if it's part of your blueprint, and what I'm seeing it is, the more you come home to yourself, the more naturally this part of you will start to want to come through you. You are likely someone who considers yourself a healer or something of that sort. Okay. In fact, every single one of you listening to this, you're all healers to some extent. You know how you're healers? You are the most potent healer when you are yourself. You're not doing the healing. You are the healing frequency. Take that. The universe has a sense of humor. I love it. I love it.
Aquarius, your focus for January: rest, imagination, closure. Oh yeah, a massive personal reboot, Aquarius. Oh, how it's going to feel. Okay, early in the month, Aquarius. Okay, private, introspective. You're in that 12th house clearing cycle. Ooh, letting it go and letting it goddess. Mid to late month Aquarius, everything accelerates as the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars all move into Aquarius and conjoin Pluto in your sign. Oh, whew. Take a breath. Take a breath. What to watch for, Aquarius? Exhaustion or disillusionment. You bypass the need to rest before the big ignition. Are you feeling like the power here in this week for you, Aquarius?
Oh,
Identify the earthquakes. You may feel pressure to decide who you are right now in this moment, okay? The good luck indicators for you, though, Aquarius, for the month of January. Deep spiritual or creative breakthroughs will come to you in solitude. Magnetic news cycles in visibility, leadership, and personal power. Once that Aquarius cluster hits, okay, later in the month, you're going to feel like a new 20-year chapter is starting. Yes, it's that big for you, Aquarius, okay? Energy boosting tips for you in January. Early month, protect your sleep and your alone time and journal and track your dreams and take it easy, please. I'm begging you. Okay, around your Aquarius season, choose one core intention about who you're becoming and allow it, okay? In everything, your style, your work, your relationships, reorganize your life around it. It's a rebirth on steroids for you, Aquarius. Oof. Joanna, take it away.
it's interesting because I have a bit of like a seesaw energy. On one hand, some of you may feel like you are defeated. Something is coming to an end. Not for all of you, but energetically, there's an energy of something coming to an end. The message is this: you didn't fail. You just let go of something that was no longer serving you. So this could be a marriage, a relationship, a job, and somehow you feel like you failed. You haven't failed. You are just no longer aligned with that. So there's definitely an ending, but at the same time, there is an energy of rebalancing and triumph at the end of the day. So some of you might be meeting someone new in January, or you are meeting a part of yourself or a version of yourself you have either repressed or denied. So maybe that relationship that you have been in for a very long time that wasn't working and you had to let it go, or somebody let it go. Maybe in that relationship or in a job, whatever it is, you actually had to say no to yourself to be in it. And now the universe is saying, been there, done that. That's no longer for you. Let it go. And there's a phrase that's coming in that I want to say. Rejection is often God's protection. So if you feel rejected, if somebody says no to you, but you were hoping for a yes or something to that effect, just know, just because it's a no or you feel rejected does not automatically mean or for you to assume that something bad is happening. In fact, rejection is God's protection. Okay. But I know endings are not easy. Some of you may have been contemplating ending something for a really long time. And in 2026, you're like, I can't do this anymore. I tried my best. I've given everything. I have nothing else to give. I can't do this anymore. Something just breaks. Once that breaks, your energy becomes available to something new. And ultimately, there's a triumph. I do feel some of you are going to meet somebody, aside from just meeting the aspect of yourself. And you're also very magnetic. And I'm going to say it again. You are most magnetic when you are true to yourself and when you stop abandoning. You're a freaking magnet. If anybody would ask me, Joanna, tell me about law of attraction. If you take down all the spiritual jargon, come home to yourself. Just come home to yourself. Be unapologetically, authentically you. And then see how shit is attracted to you without you even trying. Doesn't mean you won't do things, but it will not feel like you're forcing or controlling. It'll feel like you are literally magnetizing things to you, where your mind goes, how is this happening? Because I know it's happening for me, it's happening for Jenny. It's real. So that's a beautiful message. It's weighty, not in a big way, but there's a lot of energy there. Yeah. All right.
And last, but certainly not least, Pisces. Your focus for January, Pisces, community and allies, and then retreat and deep reorientation. Okay. So how's it going to feel? January. So the first half of the January is going to be social and networked and future focused. Okay, you're reassessing your friendships, your groups, and your causes. Second half of January for you, Pisces, quieter, more internal, as the planets move into your 12th house. And Neptune begins moving from your sign where it belongs, and it's been there for so long. And it's going to be moving into Aries. So what to watch for you, Pisces, in January? Overfunctioning in your community or taking on the savior role. Emotional flooding, because Neptune finishes its long transit through your sign, and Neptune and Pisces rules water, floods, emotions. Like it might feel like an emotional flood. Okay, so just watch for this and watch for being everybody's savior. I'll save you all. Don't forget, this is a culmination of a 14-year cycle of Neptune being in your sign, and it's finally over, okay, at the end of January. So you're going to feel it, Pisces, okay? If anyone's going to feel it, it's the Pisces. So here's some good luck indicators for you in January, okay? Finding or clarifying your true community, your people, finding your people. Okay, people are going to get you, okay? And they're going to understand your vision and all that jazz too. Access to deeper healing modalities and retreats and behind the scenes opportunities. All that's going to come for you, Pisces. Okay, that's some good luck for you coming. Here's some energy boosting tips for you in January. Early in the month, choose one group or one project that truly aligns with you. Release the rest. So I know that's hard for Pisces, but there's going to be a massive relief and release for Pisces, probably around your groups, around your people, but it could be about, forgiveness. It's going to be a huge release for you this month. And then around January 26th, Neptune is leaving you. Okay. So make a ritual around January 26th, a closure of all the fogginess and all the confusion and the old dreams that you once thought, oh, this would be my big dream in life. And, it doesn't resonate with you anymore. Have a little ritual around January 26th, a closure ceremony, if you will. And it's going to be a birth of the new you. This is all about your self-worth. And this is all about your future, the new you. It's who you are becoming.
What's happening around January 22nd?
January 26th. It's
Or
when
6th?
Neptune leaves Pisces and goes into Aries.
Is there anything happening on the 22nd?
January 22. Is that, the full moon is, let me go back, 23rd, isn't it? January 18th, sorry. So no.
Because what I just received was something around January 22nd. So what I have for Pisces, it doesn't feel like it's concentrated in the month of January, but it starts in month January and just kind of moves forward. So first and foremost, a lot of excitement. You said the word community. I had it written down, so I was kind of smiling, chuckling to myself. It's like, stop going into my head. There is a focus around being part of community, being part of something bigger. I also see Pisces being more in the flow. There's very sustained energy instead of chaotic energy, just being more in the flow. Also, if you are Pisces in whatever configuration, hear me loud and clear. I'm talking to myself, I guess. You hot
And Mercury there.
What's hard for the ego? You are here to shine. Just like lighthouses are designed to shine a light, to help those who are lost in the dark sea, you are here to shine. It's your design. You're not better than, you're not worse than. This is just your function. So what happens when there is darkness and all of a sudden light comes on? Where does the attention go? To the light. So you might all of a sudden start getting a lot of attention, and it might make your ego feel slightly uncomfortable and say, am I doing this right? You're not doing anything. You're just being you. The mind and the heart being much more aligned. And I wrote, can I say coherence, please? Nice and coherence. And emotional stability unlike you've ever felt before. When I was writing this, I was like, oh my God, this is for me. Yes, I can relate. Because we are all very magnetic. Different people are different whatever. Again, the most potent magnetism you have or you are is when you are being true to yourself and at peace with yourself and in coherence with your soul. You are naturally designed to be that. Everyone is. But you are what's being called the forerunner. You are the one that's in front of or ahead of others to go through the mud, to clear the way, to pave the way so that others can have a little bit easier time following that path. You're not telling people what to do, who to be, how to do things, what to do. You are simply being a light just by being you. It's a mindfuck to the ego because the ego is trained. We need to do in order to be seen of value. No, this is not about doing. I repeat, this is not about doing. Thank you. The lighthouse doesn't do anything. It just stands there and shines. You're here to shine. That's all I'm going to say. And if that scares you, well, then you look at the little critters under your bed and ask the question, why is me shining so scary to me? Likely, at some point in your life, you were told you were too much. Mm-hmm. You are not enough. Don't say this, don't that, don't stand out. Mm-hmm. And that's what we do. And this isn't to say stand out and say you're better than anybody else. No. It's stand out in your own presence. Do the simplest and the hardest thing in the world. Just be yourself. Sounds easy? It is not. It takes lifetimes. Mm-hmm. So, Pisces, it's time to get out of your box once and for all.
Yes. Ooh,
that's the message.
Sparkle and lots of synchronicities with all the child signs this month. You know, a lot of similar messages, a lot of rest, a lot of people reconnect with who you are. In preparation, I seriously cannot wait for the February dates of 2026 because what I see in the astrology is that return to innocence that we were. It's new energy, and it's beautiful. Yeah. And I really do feel that December and January are resting months, healing months, purging months, taking it easy months. Yeah. And once February hits, it's beautiful. Yeah. We are ready for this. We were born for this.
Yes. That's what we're here for. Yeah. If you are not ready, you wouldn't be listening to this because more than words, this is an energetic exchange. It's frequency based. So your system either feels good with it or you can't stand Jenny and I. And that's totally okay. We're just, we're not everybody's cup of tea. But if you're listening to this, chances are that you're resonating with something, and it's not just the words, it's the energy. Yeah. So, and I'm supposed to say this, I'm just going to say it, that even just you listening to this and being open in your heart, your energy is getting recalibrated. Not because Jenny and I are doing anything, but because we are more at peace with ourselves, so we're more coherent. And it's like a fine-tuning fork. A very fine-tuning fork that's very coherent will naturally entrain a system that's less coherent. That's biology. It's not spirituality. It's just biology. It's like the, Art Institute. It's basic stuff. So no woo-woo there. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. So let us know how you feel when you listen to this stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2026. I cannot wait to dig in to the rest of the astrology of this year.
We look forward to hearing or seeing your comments. Let us know. And we look forward to seeing you, I guess, in a few weeks. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.